Every tech titan has the same recurring nightmare. A single product appears overnight and rewrites the rulebook that keeps their trillion-dollar empires safe. That nightmare now has a name: the 2026 Tesla Smart Pi tablet, and a launch price that looks like a typo: $199. Compare that to Apple's budget iPad at $449, before storage bumps, cellular fees, accessories, and those monthly iCloud add-ons. How can Tesla ship a flagship-grade slate for less than half the price? Strap in. The next 12 minutes will answer that question, and may convince you the iPad era just ended. Quick reality check. Apple raked in $23 billion last quarter from services, a polite word for harvesting your data, upselling storage, and auctioning your attention. The Smart Tablet flips that model on its head by refusing to monetize the user. Analysts already call it the most dangerous $199 ever shipped. If you want to be among the first 100,000 who refuse to get blindsided by the coming disruption, smash subscribe and ring the bell. Because what follows will change how you think about privacy, connectivity, migration, economics, creativity, and even sustainability. 1. Zero-knowledge intelligence. Apple loves the slogan, "What happens on your iPhone stays on your iPhone." Yet every Siri request pings Apple's servers for quality evaluation. Tesla just detonated that hypocrisy with Obsidian Core, a dedicated neural engine soldered right onto the logic board. Obsidian Core handles voice, handwriting, image recognition, and real-time translation at 15 trillion operations per second, all on device. Independent security firm Whitebox Labs confirmed that no user data leaves the tablet during voice queries, text prediction, or photo categorization. Security goes deeper than slogans. The Smart Tablet uses 512-bit lattice-based encryption, one of the quantum-safe algorithms currently shortlisted by NIST. That's double the key length Apple employs for iCloud backups. Slide the privacy switch on the left edge, and a hardware gate physically severs power to microphones, cameras, MEM-wave radar, and motion sensors. A hardwired amber LED glows only when those components have juice, meaning malware can't spy if the circuit's been cut. Your late-night voice memos stay yours, your child's photos never leave the silicon, and your search history never becomes ad fuel. Comment: data belongs to me, if that's the feature you've been waiting for. 2. Omni-mesh connectivity. Apple makes you choose Wi-Fi only or Wi-Fi plus cellular, then locks the cellular model to carriers that slap on activation fees and throttle your hotspot. Tesla answers with a triple-stack radio array: Starlink Direct, Global 5G, and Wi-Fi 7, all live, all the time. Picture live streaming a drone race in rural Montana. Cell tower signal dives, yet before a single frame drops, the Starlink constellation picks up the slack. In dense cities, the 5G radio aggregates 3 carriers simultaneously, hopping to whichever band is least congested. Tech Horizons measured 1.8 gigabits per second download during CES week, while an iPad Pro on the same SIM averaged 320 megabits per second. At home, Wi-Fi 7's 320 MHz channels push a blistering 46 gigabits per second to local devices. More impressive than speed is seamless handoff. A 3-second redundant packet buffer straddles every radio, so video calls never stutter when the subway pops above ground or the plane crosses an ocean. Apple can't replicate Starlink without launching a satellite network of its own, something Elon casually already did. Type "Signal Everywhere" if border-free bandwidth is on your wish list. 3. Frictionless migration. For 15 years, Apple weaponized switching costs. Your photos stay in iCloud, your notes in Pages, your backups encrypted with keys Apple owns. Tesla's answer is Smart Bridge, pre-installed on Android, iOS, and the smart tablet itself. Plug your old device in, or just place it nearby, and an augmented reality overlay says, "Tap once to import." That tap opens 2 lanes, a 40 gigabits per second wired pipe and a 6 gigabits per second Wi-Fi 7 lane. Result: 1,500 megabytes per second sustained transfer. Silvertech Senior Center reported 94-year-old Edith completing her entire migration, photos, messages, contacts, apps, in 4 minutes 12 seconds. HEIC, Pages and Keynote files convert to open formats automatically. Apps map to their Tesla OS, Android, or web versions. A SHA-256 audit runs in real time. Any mismatched byte is recopied before you even notice. One screen, one tap, 0 data loss. Comment, free at last, if you've ever lost a memory moving between devices. 4. The $199 domino effect. Conventional wisdom says hardware margin keeps the lights on. Tesla laughs because hardware is just an on-ramp. Tesla pulled $104 billion from vehicles last year, $14 billion from energy, $4.6 billion from software, and is forecasting $25 billion from Starlink data by 2028. Tesla can afford to break even, or lose a little, on every smart tablet sold. Apple can't. 52% of Cupertino's gross margin still comes from hardware. Matching $199 would vaporize $30 billion in annual profit. Chasm Analytics surveyed 12,400 iPad owners. 48% said they'd switch immediately for lower price and better privacy, before Tesla even revealed lifetime Starlink Lite, 2 gigabytes global satellite data per month, free. Do the tipping point math. Sell 50 million tablets by year 3, conservative given the Model 3 ramp, and iPad market share tumbles from 37% to 21%. Developers follow the users, fueling a feedback loop identical to the one that crushed BlackBerry. In 2007, BlackBerry owned 43% of smartphones. 4 years later, it had under 5%. History loves sequels. 5. Creative powerhouse performance. Under the hood lives Phoenix A1, a 3-nanometer SoC co-designed with Samsung, 12 Raptor CPU cores, a 64-core neural matrix, and a 36-cluster Tesla RTX GPU with real ray tracing. Geekbench Artemis scores: 2,714 single-core and 19,880 multi-core. That's 22% and 67% ahead of Apple's latest M4. A vapor graphene heat spreader wicks 70 watts of burst load without a fan. The chassis never exceeds 36 degrees Celsius. Artists asked for a stylus. Tesla delivered Ion Pen. It docks in a milled channel, charges from empty to full in 30 seconds, and runs 12 hours. With 16,384 pressure levels, 2-degree tilt, barrel rotation, and sub-3 millisecond latency, strokes feel like graphite on cotton paper. Beneath the panel lies Haptic Layer 0, a piezo lattice that modulates friction. Canvas mode feels rough. Ink mode, silky. Editors rejoice. The 14.1-inch cinematic OLED pumps 10-bit color, 1,600 nit HDR peak, and a variable refresh from 10 Hz to 240 Hz. Scroll an ebook at 10 Hz, game at 240 Hz, scrub 8K timelines, tear-free. 4 carbon fiber drivers blast 6-watt beams, creating virtual 7.1 without headphones. A 5th bass transducer adds punch you feel in your palms. Storage and gaming credentials. Base model ships with 512 gigabytes, PCI 5.0 flash, pushing 14 gigabytes per second one, expandable via microSD Express 9.1 up to 2 terabytes. Apple killed card slots. Tesla resurrected them. Tesla's Steam partnership certifies 800 LA titles on day one. Pause Elden Ring at home. Resume over Starlink at 38,000 feet. Latency under 40 milliseconds. Apple Arcade offers Fruit Ninja. Tesla delivers Grand Theft Auto 6. Debate over. Sustainability without compromise. Musk hates waste, so the chassis is 70% recycled 7000 series aluminum reclaimed from end-of-life Model S battery casings. The front glass is aluminosilicate, reinforced with a nano-diamond lattice grown in a solar-powered plasma reactor, achieving Mohs hardness above sapphire, yet flexing under torsion that would shatter Gorilla Victus. Assembly plants run on 100% renewable power, and every purchase funds the removal of 1 metric ton of CO2 via Tesla's direct air capture farms. Drop tests from 2 meters onto granite produced cosmetic scuffs, 0 cracks. When you're done with the device, Tesla buys it back for certified refurbishment or materials recovery. That's circular design with teeth. 7. Energy autonomy integration. The back shell hides a graphene supercapacitor array that fast charges 0 to 80% in 7 minutes at 200 watts, or trickle charges all day via a transparent perovskite photovoltaic layer under the display, adding 10% battery per hour of sunlight. Snap on the kickstand case and you get bidirectional Key 2. Top up your phone, earbuds, or even jumpstart a drone controller at 20 watts. Disaster Tech Expo proved the concept. One smart tablet kept a mesh router and LED strip lit for 11 hours during a simulated blackout, while the iPad display went dark after 3. Roll the tape back. Privacy lockdown. Borderless connectivity. Elder-grade migration. Ecosystem economics. Creative horsepower. Sustainability that matters. Energy autonomy when the grid fails. Put those 7 together, and you don't just get a shiny screen. You get a sledgehammer aimed at the foundations of a $3 trillion empire. Will Apple retaliate? Of course, but history suggests entrenched profit streams rarely outrun paradigm shifts. Kodak buried the digital camera to protect film margins and filed for bankruptcy in 2012. The lesson is clear. Disruption does not wait for legacy revenue to depreciate gracefully. Skeptical? Maybe you think Apple's next-gen silicon will out-benchmark Phoenix A1. Benchmarks don't sway mainstream buyers. Pain points do. Today's iPad pain list reads like a Tesla marketing brief. Expensive, cloud-locked, fragile, no satellite signal and batteries that die on camping trips. The smart tablet solves all 5 on day 1.